Dun, dun. All right, we're going to see if this works. This is my first time streaming from this computer since I erased everything. So nothing is in order. Nothing is like it normally is. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. All right, let me get the Zoom pop in. Zoom. If I was me, where would I hide the Zoom link? I know the answer to this question. Let's see. I got it. Turns out, uh, yeah, okay, okay. No, uh-uh. Yo, freaking Paul. Thanks, Paul. Thank you. Uh, Hold on. I'm still. Yesterday, I came down. I had this meeting. I was super excited. I was ready to jump in. Got everything going, and then I was like, "Uh oh, I forgot to. I forgot to install Zoom. So like I came in, I had set up my machine, I installed all the things. I called myself like, ready to do that thing. And then just because, when you do a nuke and pave and you start putting everything back in, you go through your list of options, list of things that you need to put in. And I have no idea how that Zoom sort of just went right out the window, but Zoom went right out the window. And then I was like, wait a minute. I got like Final Cut, DaVinci. As a matter of fact, now I just installed Noom because I forgot to put that back. So when I made my list of the things I needed to put back, I actually forgot some of the things that are like die hard use every day, which is kind of crazy because you figure you wouldn't forget those. But I see it as when an application is so good that it's so integral to your use, you don't realize you use it until you don't have it, which is also crazy. You know, like I think that happens a lot for people is you have things in your arsenal that you think you don't really use, but you probably use every day, but you might be using a portion of it. Paul, try 1 second. Try mute yourself for a second. I want to see if I'm hearing from your now. Oh yeah, it was Paul. His pacemaker is making noise into the microphone. Hi, Gretchen. Gretchen's in the back room. Roy, what it do, Roy? All right, so we are in here. We are, um, you know, answering questions. If you have questions, I got a couple channel updates to throw your way. But yeah, we're getting it twisted. I think one of the things that's crazy is Mac Studio, and it's relatively loaded. It's no sucker, and just doing that clean install, the difference in the speed of the computer with a clean install. I mean, this is a M1 Max, 64 gigs, 2 terabytes. I got the extra performance cores and all of that, and the machine is fast. And even when I decided to nuke and pave it, it wasn't that it was slow, but it was starting to do some trippy things, right? And it's like one of those feelings like you ever come in your house and you know something is off, but you don't know what it is? It was sort of that feeling. Like something was off, couldn't quite put a finger to it. And then I said, you know what? I'm tired of these games. I'm just going to erase this machine from the gate. So that nuke and pave turned out to be exactly what the doctor ordered. And everything is everything now. Now it works the way I want it to work, which is absolutely cool. Gretchen said, I haven't done that yet. It took a week and a half to gain consciousness from the trip. There you go. There's the thing. That this is also true. So absolutely make sure that you got your backup situation in order. I did two forms of backup. I did a full carbon copy cloner that is an exact backup of everything just as a disk image. So that one is safe. Put it away. And then I did another version of Carbon Copy Cloner, which copies everything into just, the folders that they normally live in. So you can go back and get those. Also, and don't laugh at my mess because I haven't put my Ecamm back the way I like it. There you go. So I also came in Ecamm, and right now I only put one profile back, and that was this one. This other one just what comes in when you install the machine. I exported each one of the individual profiles from Ecamm to make sure that they were all sort of in order. But since we're here, let's design an Ecamm screen because this right here get on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. Ron, his name is Roy. I've known Roy for like 4 years now. I just called that dude Ron. Roy said, I run a dir to text file application on my directory before I rebuild or swap out my Macs. That's actually smart too. All right, so what Roy is talking about is you can go into terminal. Let me do TRMINAL. If you forget this, you can absolutely go and grab it from the internet. It's actually a really common situation. But when you're in terminal, you can do a dir, right? Oh, actually, I use ls minus al for Apple, right? So that gives you a directory. So what you could do is do the same thing, but then you hit the pipe key, which is the one above the backsplash or the 1Password key if you're one of those people, and then you can name the file, right? So let's go roy.txt, and then it'll put it in. Oh, I got to make the file first. Anyway, you can create the file and you can pipe that directory. You can pipe that into the text file. That's a good way. Or just do this. This is also easy. Run your come on, clean the screen. All right, and then do ls minus al. If you set your terminal up right, the DIRs will work. I normally don't use this default terminal, but I just installed my machine, so I don't have Ghostery, I don't have Homebrew, I don't have the things that I normally put in here. You can just take this bad boy and then go in here and just take pictures. That also works. And if that's even way too fancy for you, what Roy is saying is also true, you can take the download folder like this, and then most of the stuff I can throw away now. You can just take that sucker and take pictures of that, right? So there's a bunch of different ways that you can output all your text files. There's probably a cute little app inside a set app that will do that. Let's go take a look because we're out here, we're doing things. App to list all my Mac directories, folders as a text file. Oh yeah, there it is. So it's telling you to do it through terminal, right? See, they said do ls minus r, and then if you don't have Homebrew installed, instead of using pipe, you have to use the greater than symbol, and then it will do it, right? So I'll put this in here if you want to do it the terminal way. I think terminal scares a lot of muggles. My normal terminal swapper, I use an app called Ghosty. And in Ghosty, you use pipe, but you would basically use this. And instead of desktop folder, you just put the name of the folder that you want. And then the R is to make it go recursively. There's also an app called Fileless Exporter. And let's see what that looks like. Hey, you know what, Gemini? Don't be a jerk. Ooh! I was alone. $6? Nah, do it with terminal. Let me see if there's a different one. Command line, spreadsheet application. Oh, they're saying you can make an Excel or Google sheet. Open Excel, go to the data tab, get data from file folder, navigate to the divide folder and click open, and it will basically list it that way. All right, that also works. So yeah, just ask AI to help you come up with the list. I did it pencil and paper like a dumbass. So there's that. Let me close these babies and start again because I need to design my Ecamm screen because this gives me a headache as it stands. So let's put zoom actually don't belong over there. It belongs on the other side. The one thing about Tahoe that also can drive you crazy, like I have my widgets and I like them there. I don't know if I actually look at them. I put them there because they're available, but I can't tell you if I actually look at them. I don't think I've. Ooh, don't do that. I don't think I've stared at them once since they're up there. I see the picture every day, which is a nice reminder of like trips, and sometimes it's y'all. You know, we've been together in real people spaces sometimes. Um, uh, oh, there you go. Roy said, "LS is what I meant to say." Well, no, if you set up Homebrew, the dir command actually does work, and I actually love Homebrew, which I should do today so I can show you guys why I like to use Homebrew. Okay, so I need these, and then I need scenes, which doesn't have a button. You can just do command backslash to pull up scenes. So I put that there, and I normally run mine about X long, about halfway down, and then I put my overlets. I like it like that. Yeah, baby. Put it like that there. And then I like to put my camera switcher on the big in this baby. Do it in, just again. Then I like to put my I got the zoom camera switcher. Put my sound levels right about chill so I can see what I'm doing. Roy says, after you do that, upload that file to your favorite cloud service. Smart answer. So then you can have it. So in case, you know, and then I'm missing one. What am I missing? I am missing noises, actual noises. That's way too hugeified. Come over here. Dude, the way that I can almost resize it perfectly to the way my brain just knows it is kind of hilarious to me. So that is my normal situation, except for this tends to be a tad bit longer because I don't use the other thing anymore. And then once you have it how you have it, like this is all of what I need. I do bring up this cutifier, but I normally leave it here and I only pull it up when I need it, then I put it away when I don't. Because otherwise it just be up in your business. Right? So you take that, you go to Moom, and then you go save this layout. And then there's Moom. And then we want the name of it. And then I want to do shortcut key. And I do control 1. Nope, it's Chigao. Control U. Ooh, go away. Chigao means no in Japanese. Come here. There we go. I use control U. Control 1 is to make a window exactly 16 by 9. Do I need to launch any apps? Ooh, that's cool. I'm never going to have this problem because Ecamm is open 24/7. But one of the things that you can do in Noom is have it actually launch Ecamm, right? And now this is telling me that it's remembering my Ecamm location, my Safari location, my Finder location, and my Notion location. So that's cool. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'll adjust this later. I'll hit update this layout. Bingo, bango. Let's replace it. There you go. So the thing that it was showing me, this is my teleprompter. So it has my master window over here in the teleprompter. This is the monitor right here, right? And so that's all the Ecamm windows probably laid out. This mess is my Safari and stuff that I had over here, which I guess I should like rearrange and put things back in order, and then it'll be less messy. So let me close a bunch of junks what I don't need. Just keep this like a little bit simpler. There we go. And then we can close this Finder window because I don't need that. And then I'll leave Notion open because there's that. But I got to find Paul and them from Zoom because they're somewhere they shan't be. They're over here. So let's move Zoom back across. And then we'll re-update this little doohickey. Actually, let's switch Notion and Zoom around. See, Moom is one of the dopest apps in the planet, and a lot of people ain't get it yet because I don't know why. But Moom will make your job heck of a lot easier. Okay, so come back over here to Noom. And let's say we want to go to settings. I'm gonna leave this layout here, and then I'm gonna update this layout. So now there's the master window, there's that, and then there's my other apps in position. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. So at least we got one thing working. And I need to put my Moom license in here. I just got to go hunt for it. It's around here somewhere. Actually, it's in it's in that hard drive where I put everything. All right. Yeah, see, that's what I've been doing, Roy, is installing the app as I need them, because that's how it gets messy. And that's one of the cool things about being a setup person is, actually, did I install setup on this machine yet? That should have been one of the first. Oh, I did not. That's weird. Okay. So one of the things I like about setup is you can install apps as you need them and spit them right back out when you're done. It's really easy to install and uninstall. Because what happens is you start installing a bunch of crap and then you leave it in your machine. And next thing, if your window bar goes all the way across, you probably have too much stuff installed in your machine. All right, so let's get rid of that. And what's up, Mooney? This is Motion, the new Motion. He's so dumb. This is the new version. Why did I call it Motion? That's not the answer. That is not the answer. Yes, it is the new version. That is too funny. I need to find my Moom license. Let me go do a hunt for this. I know I have it saved, probably in iCloud. I believe the file name is actually .moom license. Dun, 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 dun. I found it. Yo, dude, man, listen. The dopest thing about search is that it works like ain't nobody's business. Like, it is really, really cool. I really love that fact that you can just search something like that. All right, so let me demonstrate this. And I don't have I just installed the Stream Deck software, but I don't have the Stream Deck thing like totally dialed in yet. And we got something special coming up for that. I will tell you guys because we're friends like that. Boom. See, there you go. There's my license. What do you mean I'm eligible for an upgrade? This should be the latest one. I already bought the upgrade. Oh, did they change? Did something new come out that I don't know about? I swear I already bought the upgrade. Let me check another license. I got more than one. Yeah, that's really crazy. Let me see Safari. Paul, did they come out with a new version or something? Here, let's make Paul talk. Add AT. Okay, so it's checking my old version. One thing I noticed, oh, never that. Never that. Florence is swear wording out in here. She said, would I switch the ray trace over Alfred? No, me and Vero, longtime friends. Hey, Andrew, you just want to buy Moom because it sounds like you. Moomy. It's hey, what's up, Moomy? Sorry. That was a very Tom Buck like joke. All right, let me check. This is weird. Yeah, I see Raycast. I look at it for like a hot split second. I got 20 years into Alfred. I ain't going nowhere. This ain't happening. I've been on Alfred since probably beta. Gmail. Let's see. And then hit that. And then go to mini tricks. I know it for well. Why is that song stuck in my head? Here's your license. Download this. All right, we did that. Then we go to the old downloady folder. Unzip. Now drag this sucker in there, see if it works. Tell me to upgrade. Yo. It's still saying the same thing. That is weird. That is absolutely weird. All right, I'm gonna go see what they're asking me for. Cause I'm on Moon 5. Moon. That sounds funny to say that as well. Anyway, who cares? It's $8. I don't care. Y'all need to see this part. I swear I just recently bought this thing. It's really tripping me up. Uh, Maybe I put it under a different email address. That could have been the dumb thing that I did, which would be stupid. Anyway, so we got. Oh, let me show you another thing which I think is cool. What is up, Mel? Appreciate you, fam. What is up, Miss I? And don't forget, folks, if you guys got questions about this creator game, throw that out there. I'm literally just trying to put my machine back together because don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Ooh, did I? Where did I do? Maybe it's upstairs. I have. I speak English. I have a backup that I made of my notebook, and I know for a fact that the last place I installed Noom before now, Noom is a weight loss thing, was when I had my laptop with me in the mainland, and I know I had the most current license on that laptop. So the backup for that laptop is actually upstairs. So I know that that one is good to go. That is funny. That's so weird. I wonder why I don't see of it though. Anyway, I'm gonna just spend $8 because time is more important than $8. How about that? Dun, dun, dun.
Which version did you say you were running?
5. I think that's what it's called.
I'm on 4. 4.3. I think 4.3 is the latest. Am I missing something?
No, let me see. I'm at the apps, and then let's go to about. No, no. Oh, I see. You know what we can do, Paul? Is just click on the app and then do, hey, what version is this? How about that? That's the easy way. About. Oh yeah, 4.3.
Okay.
That's correct. Oh yeah, see that's what Mooney was asking, right? If you have Moon Classic or this Moon New. So I actually bought the new version of Moon, and I know that it wasn't that long ago, so that's why I'm tripping. The funny thing is, I had um, the other day I was in my Gmail and I was just throwing out all kind of mad stuff. So that's a possibility. It's also a possibility that Moom might make you go one computer, one computer, one computer. You know what I mean? I don't remember how many computers is it good for. Which I gotta say, if that's the case, no biggie. It's such a cheap app, but I hate that. Charge us more and don't count computers. Cause I'm a person with 6 computers. So it's super irritating when you gotta buy, a seat for everything. Like that's just obnoxious. I'm looking to see if there's a situation. And you can still download Moon Classic from the App Store, which is dope. Because if you do it from the App Store will let you put it on as many computers as you want. But yeah, I'm totally not a fan of, you know, how many different computers can you do, whatever like that. I hate that. Just put it on there. I'm looking
Okay,
for
I'm
if they have.
looking at their license agreement, and it says if you use more than one Mac, if you use, and it's just you that uses it, then all you need is one license per mini.
One license per mini?
Yeah, so you can have one license, but you can have it on multiple
Oh,
machines.
okay. You said per mini. I was thinking MINI. I'm like, number one, I'm using the Mac Studio. That was dumb. I told you. I'm having a
It was
humbug
a
moment
short
today.
night.
Yeah. Look. Yo, how come AT looks so cool today? What the hell's going on with her? Look at her background. She looked like she Andrew Moon up in this piece. Look at her.
She threw out the bookcases.
Yeah, that lighting is like nice, bro. I have a bunch of yo Bob. Thank you for mentioning this. When we were talking about this last week, look, I got my notes right here because I was explaining this to Gretchen while she was on the road, and the biggest one I put down here is deactivations. Because if you forget, listen to Bob. Bob's a smart person. If you listen to Bob, if you forget some of them apps to get it disauthorized and reauthorized is a pain in the tuchus. Is that the right? What's the Yiddish word for ass? It's not tuchus. I forgot. I don't know where we got tuchus from. Where does tuchus come from? Any of you old people know? Like, it sucks, bro. I freaking hate that. One of the ones that used to kill me, they don't do it anymore since Amazon bought them. Before Amazon bought Audible, and I've been on Audible since like 2003. To authorize and deauthorize where you could play your Audible things, family, it was such a pain in the ass. Oh my God, I absolutely hate it. Thank you, Bob, for remembering that. And one of the first ones I did before I deleted my computer was make sure that you disauthorize your Set app account. And also, I disauthorized my Apple Music accounts or deauthorize because now Apple has a 10 device limit and then you can't play things anymore. And again, I got 2 phones, iPad, Apple Vision Pro, 6 computers. Like, listen, Apple. Like, you just look at the receipts and then add how many I can use. Don't just give me a random number 10. Now, most people aren't psycho to have that much stuff, but these are all my personals. This is not even counting Baba, Karen, Emma, Nana, the family. This is all me. So I'm just a nerd. What do you want from me? The word Tukis. Is that how you spell it? I never wrote it down. Should we just say it? I never wrote it down. Oh my God. How many people have ever wrote that word down on a piece of paper before? And how come you know how to spell it, Paul?
That's the Yiddish spelling.
Oh, so Tukis
yes,
is the right. Okay, where I got it from? They're from New
yes.
York. I know lots of random Yiddish words. I don't even know they're Yiddish words. And me and my friends, when we used to get stuck on something and we didn't know the word, and you kind of like pause to get it out, we would just say gefilte fish. That was our go-to fill in this random word. Okay, Roy said your video this morning hit around my crisis of faith on YouTube content creation of late. Day job is eating my life right now. Don't let it eat your life, player. Don't let it eat your life. Where did Roy? He had a cue. There we go. Let's get Roy's question. Your videos. Oh, he said the same thing. That was a question or a statement. Either way, Roy, I get you. Listen, fam, it's super, super important. It's like you have Mac disease like me. It's very important. Like what I was talking about in today's video is happening. I was just sitting in the house. So Baba came over at like 6 something this morning. Emma has swimming meet or something like that. So she's upstairs coughing in my house, which I had to leave because the little kids get you sick. You know why I don't be sick? Y'all never hear, oh, Doc got the flu or Doc got a cold. You know why you never hear me have a cold? Little damn kids. Them little mother freakers are the germiest sons biatches in the planet. If I see Kazuma, sneezing, snot coming out all the time. If I see Kota, sneezing, cough coming out all the time. Emma's upstairs, coughing, sneezing, jacket, cold. I don't have that problem. You'll never see me like, oh, Doc got the cold. He ain't here. What in the community? When was the last time y'all see me out with a cold, a fever, a sinus? None of that. I don't get that. The last time I had a fever was COVID.
I've seen you cold, but not with a cold.
Yeah, I be freezing, but like you don't see me with a cold. Little kids is the y'all people who be sick all the time. It's them little germ factors. You should have wore a condom. Bob just came here for the first time. He's like, what in the heck am I watching? Sorry, Bob. Welcome to the community, fam. This is the craziness that we go through on Saturdays. We do know what we're doing, though, a little bit, about this much. So anyway, yeah, that just drives me insane. So anyway, back to Roy's comment. Let me stop sidetracking myself. Baba came over, and then I was making coffee, and then, having a little breakfast while we're, getting ready to do our family stuff today. And what we were watching on YouTube this morning was exactly what I was talking about in the video yesterday. There is a guy in Japan who has a store called Lazy Coffee. And the whole entire video was him opening his store, prepping his counter, getting his pastries ready from the pastry delivery. There's a shop around the block. He shows you the sign of who makes it for him just in case you come. You see him arranging his furnishings, I guess, store fixtures, the whole 9 yards. Like he's getting it all together, and then he starts making a couple coffees, getting ready for the customers to come in, the whole 9 yards. The video is 30 minutes long, and we watched that whole thing of just this man opening his coffee shop. There's no words. There's no talking. There's not even music, fam. All they had was the sounds of with the steam coming out and, boom. Hey, what? Yo, Bob, I'm going to see you at Zippy's then. Yo, Bob lived down the street. Alamoana Boulevard is 600 feet, maybe less. And I'm right where it changes from Alamoana to Nimitz. So I'm at the gigantic 300. When you drive by, you can see the world's biggest 300. That's where the street changes from Alamoana to Nimitz. So me and Bob are definitely neighbors. Appreciate you. You say you don't live at the mall, though. If I see you running around the mall, or if you see me, you can just yell Doc, and then I'm used to it. So we're good. I'll see you out there. Appreciate you. Aloha. So family, all you guys who are worried about your over editing, like AT, it's a good thing you're here today. This is you. Just have a conversation. I seen the stream. I came late. You was done. But I did see your stream, and you're perfect, right? You're doing exactly what you need to do. Just have a conversation with people. Get your information out there. Don't think about over editing it, like none of that. I had used Gretchen as an example in my video because something that I think would be really cool for her. Okay, so let me explain this in a nutshell. AT, if I was to ask you or Paul, oh, I see, Paul. I think I did. Did I? I don't remember. I was on my phone. Maybe I seen it at the eye doctor. So, that's funny. I'm going back in. Thank you, Paul. I'll take that if I didn't, because I should have. So if I was to ask you, AT or Paul, what is Gretchen's favorite pastime? What would you say it is? It's not a quiz.
So
just
many.
blurt out something. Yeah, she got 8 of them, so pick one.
Photography.
Okay. AT.
Or reading books.
There you go. AT.
Sketching/doodling.
Yeah, doodling's the gangster grandma draws. Okay. Actually, all 3 of them shits fit in one. Okay, but so here's Gretchen. She grabbed stack of books. Let's call it 10. Okay, and then she's going to drive from Bum F Washington to some other place, right? She's going to be on the road for 2 days, right? She's going to put her camera on the dashboard, and you got video of her driving, okay? And then you got video of her stopping to put in gas or clean the windscreen or do something like that, right? All of this takes up about like 2 minutes, right? She's packing things, she's closing the van, she's grabbing her stack of books, whatever. Like not crazy, not overly cinematic. You're just taking shots. We're not talking about trying to do transitions, none of that. You just post the camera, you taking shots, you're doing the stuff. And then after about a minute or so, she pulls over and then she busts out Kono Hondara and then mo yonde kudasai. She starts reading. All right, so this is a book, my favorite passage. This book was written by Bob Harris from Hawaii, and it says, and then, she just reads that for a little bit, and then she would take that, and while she's reading that, interpose, whatever, add on top of some pictures that she took along the way. And then she gives she's sitting down at a bench somewhere with the, forest, she's a wilderness. So there's forest in the background. And she's like, okay, this is what that book means to me. This is why I really like that passage. Because this, and this. Right? Pack it all back in. Start driving again. You know, and then you waiting for the next video to see the next destination. And that's literally it. Right? There's people who do quite a similar thing. Did you just really watch them drive from place to place, stop, get out, set up, and eat lunch? And then they go. So it's a combination of van life that's interesting. That's not the channel. It's a combination of her photography, which she loves, but that's not the channel. The channel is the book review, the insights, the conversations with the artists, the illustrators, the meaning, that stuff that means so much to her. But the backdrop of that channel, the thing that creates the entertainment part of it, is the lovely, beautiful Pacific Northwest where she lives and the van. The van is an actor. The Pacific Northwest is an actor. But the star is the book and the information out the book. And you got to Final Cut the first. You open that son bitch up, you drop those clips in, and then you export it. The only thing you might do as an overlay is like we put Bob's name up there, is to just, actually, let me fix, I just realized my Ecamm is not fading comments. The only thing that you're going to put as an overlay might be the title of the book, might be the author, might be the Amazon link to the book. But that in and of itself is a channel. So if you were AT doing that same thing and you were talking about prominent, female authors from our diaspora, you could basically do that while you're driving Pops across the country. Or you and Pops are going to a family reunion somewhere. The activity of what you do every day of hanging in with your Pops is part of it. But even if you only see the back of his head, like you never have to really put Pops on camera, it's almost even more cool if he's just an accidental dude walking across the back while you reading or doing something of that nature. You're going to throw your quote up on the screen, right? And then you're going to talk about your quote. But the footage is you and Pops packing the car, getting ready to go to Detroit or something like that. I have to do it the Big Sean way because that song would be in my head. Detroit is my yard. Anyway, you could be going anywhere. So it's literally that. You know what I'm saying? K-Walk, same smell. Okay, you take video footage of the children's in the hallway. You got the lockers, you got the books, you got their shoes, their feet. You don't really see their faces. If there's ever a portion where there's a face in, you put a blur across the face, but you can still see the bodies. There's a girl, her name is Miss Mina O. She lives in Seattle. She travels with her mom, basically just eating things in Seattle. If they go somewhere like Korea, Japan, or whatever, she'll show that as well. But whenever there's another person in her video that's not her or her mom, she puts almonds on their faces. She has a little cartoon almond that she covers people's faces up with. But she goes out of her way to shoot the back of her head, or you'll just see bodies moving from here down, like you never see the head. She just crops down. And then you're talking about, going into retirement life, starting your podcast, doing whatever, but any footage of crowds is always a little bit lower. Or if they happen to be in the screen, go into Final Cut, slap a blur on it, cut yourself out because of Magic Mask. So you're clear, everybody else is blurry. It's like super simple to do. But again, the goal is not to over edit. So if you got to shoot the fact that you're at school, always be, shooting it from a low angle so all you see is feet. It shows that you're at school. It shows that you're busy. You can still see the locker room, but you don't see no faces in there. Of course, some kid's going to be an asshole and be like, and then you just got to blur him out. Super simple. And now we got face tracking in all of the apps. You can take the blur, circle the person, and say track. And it takes like a half a second. Well, in the Mac Studio. And now that person is blurred out. But this idea of just shooting pure lifestyle, it's It's vlogging 2.0. That's what Benji is calling it. He's calling it vlogging 2.0. He is bringing back the blog because when it first came out back in like 2010, what you saw was your creator living their daily life. What it turned into was a bunch of people trying to make little short movies. And it just ruined the whole thing. And so I had mentioned to my Go group, there is a couple of sisters out of the Philippines called the D Sisters. And it's DY. They're maybe part Indo, part Filipino. And all of them just vlog their daily lives. Manila, traveling to Japan, going throughout their day. Yo, each one of their channels is pushing close to 200,000-300,000. And their parents started a channel last year, just being the D mom and dad. And the mom and dad's channel is up at like 150,000 already. And it's literally, these guys shoot everything Osmo Pocket 3. They got no fancy gear whatsoever. They do the entire thing Osmo Pocket 3. And have been doing it that way since Osmo Pocket. So they bought the 1, the 2, and the 3. And they always been that way. If you pay attention to content that's made by creators that aren't from the US, that tend to have big followings, watch what they use. They use phones and cameras like Osmo Pocket. It's only the US creators out here that can afford to go buy a FX3 and a bunch of cinema lenses and all other kind of crazy. That doesn't work in the economies of many other places. But all these places, all these people have bigger channel and honestly bigger impact because I watch them. It's crazy. Like I've been saying this for almost 3 years now and nobody wants to take that chance and listen to me. But it's really a day in the life where you're not just showing off you, nobody cares about you, but you're talking about something that matters to you. And you just fill it with the backdrop of something else that's interesting. So all of you who are creating content, like Kathy's a perfect example. You know, Kathy's always in her kitchen. Kathy ain't take us to the grocery store. Her and Peanut need to take us to the grocery store. Her and Peanut need to take us to Costco. Her and Peanut need to show us that you can get healthy stuff from places that's not whole paycheck, or how to substitute, you know, some of these for some of these type of joints. Those would be way better, way more interaction. You know what I mean? It used to be the grocery store would kick you out for filming in the grocery store. I think they're so used to it now, they don't even bother now. Like I can't remember the last time I got kicked out for having my Osmo Action clipped onto the shopping cart. So when I go to Japan, I'm going to test this theory. So y'all think I'm playing. I'm going to make a whole brand new channel, which I'm always against, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take a brand new channel, and I'm going to be in Japan, and all you're going to see is just what I'm doing in Japan. Very little talking. Every once in a while, I'll cut in and say something, but most of it, Japan will be the star.
So, Doc, here's my question
Hey,
on
listen.
this, because you gave me some ideas.
Stop talking, lady. Okay, now you can talk.
Oh, okay. Yikes. Okay, because
Hi,
what I'm doing
Gretchen.
right now is, hi, I'm sorting through all the videos that I took, and I took like 1,800.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I know. Oh God. Anyway, so you gave me an idea. So what I could possibly do is just like do a voice, because I didn't do the jump out of the read the book there or anything, but I could find a book that goes with that area or something that I like.
Now you're
and
overthinking
like,
it. No, it's cool. I get what you're saying, but you're overthinking
but
it.
just
Pick
do.
any
I
book.
mean, but me finding a book is not overthinking. That's like nothing.
Oh, you mean, but
Okay.
for the area, right? Does that make it harder, or is
Oh,
no problem?
No, no.
Oh,
If
okay.
if I'm going through national parks, I can think of, like this or that. And also the towns that I came back through with the Carnegie libraries, that I have all that stuff, that the pictures of that, the Carnegie libraries, the people I talked to, and all about that. So I could just do a voiceover
Mm-hmm.
on that
Mm-hmm.
and kind of have that film in Ecamm and then do a little cameo of me in the corner with the book, right?
Yeah,
Or
100%.
something like that. Okay.
100%.
It's it's an idea. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool thing to do because you're introducing people to content they may not otherwise see. I swear I speak
Yeah.
real English. I promise you I do. Yeah, so I think that is an absolute phenomenal way to do that. I was thinking that, like, trying to find a book from a particular area might be difficult, but now that I think about it, I even think of the amount of books that are written by authors here in Hawaii that ain't none of y'all never heard of,
Oh, yeah.
right? But we got
And
thousands,
every national park you go into in their stores, they always have something about the park or something about that. And you can find those really easily. And that's a big thing. And I'm sure that there's also things all from authors all across, where I went through the Carnegies. That's that's pretty fun. I could, yeah. All right.
right?
I like that.
Like it does. This stuff doesn't have to be hard. I think we are overthinking it. You know what I mean?
Or
I
yeah, overthinking or thinking too much. That my, as I call it, my kaleidoscope creative brain goes all over. That's my new term. I'm a kaleidoscope creative.
Kaleidoscope creative
Because
brain.
all
I
it
like
does
it.
is turning
She
that
need to.
little thing
I
one
gave
little
her that.
shift. She
Don't
did.
let her.
Alicia
Don't
gave me
let her
that.
con you. I gave her that.
Yeah,
I
she
like
gave
it.
all it does is turning that thing one little bit and a whole new bunch of plastic things fall in front of my face. And I'm like, oh, look at that.
That is
But
super
pulling it all
awesome.
together in some way like that is to have the book and the photos and the video and that kind of feeds into that.
Well, no, so it's like I'm
And
saying, like the star is actually the book, right? You are the like narrator, if you will, right? But then the other stars are, you go visit some of the most beautiful places in the country, and you know this like the back of your hand. So, as say you're breaking it up into segments. The first segment is basically you stuffing stuff into the van, or you're doing things in the van, whether that's cooking, rolling up the sleeping gear, putting Aldo out for water, or food, or even putting a plastic bag in your hand to pick up a little nugget. I don't know why I did it underneath Paul, but but
oh my God.
it's those are just your set. That's called an establishing shot. If we're going to be talking about the whatever, you're giving the establishing shot. Like, this would do. I'm a person in the van with me and my dog, maybe my husband. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it could be the cameras in the back of the dub. You got the back window open. You got your little pull-out chairs. And then you and Bob are sitting in the chairs just drinking coffee. You can't even see you. All you see is that big red hair and then the coffee cup. And then this direction is like, trees, lake, trail, squirrels acting up, birds grabbing the salmon, whatever. They're back there. But it's just the back of y'all's head, and y'all are just in here enjoying a proper cup. And then in your voiceover, you're like, this weekend, Bob and I went to the Olympias,
Olympics.
Cascades, Olympics. I don't live in freaking Washington.
Both of them. You're right both ways.
I ain't stupid. I'm just not good. Anyway, so like we went for a little trip into the Cascades. The changing of the seasons is absolutely beautiful this time of year. Yeah, it's a little chilly, so you're going to need a Patagonia R2 instead of an R1. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about this book from Alicia T. And, she's been doing some really incredible stuff. And yeah, let's get into the little book. And then you stop for a second and it shows you guys putting the chairs away. And then you get back in the car and you're driving. And there's a couple of, feet of road or whatever. Hey, Paul, the same as you, dude. Yo, homeboy's internet just was like, no, not today. Anyway, but yeah, that's literally just it, right? I'm gonna get in trouble Wait, Bob said another thing about licenses. Sometimes you gotta write scripts on the Mac to authorize that on the Mac. I do this with Parallels. I actually never had that problem. Hey, Carlos, ¿qué pasó, brother? I was born in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. So we're family, probably. Do you have any Bustamantes in your family? It might be my cousin. So, anyway, I'm gonna pull up something real quick. I'm gonna see if I can do this without
Ooh.
getting us in trouble.
Ooh, like for Halloween, I can pull up all the graveyards I went to and I can read some great Halloween books over that because I went to some cool old graveyards.
Correct.
And
Correct. You know what I mean? Like this stuff is relatively easy. Let's see. TheNi, Chini D. I'll pull hers up. And then let me take you to where I know she's reading. Like she was just sitting on a park bench. She had just bought a Cubo Libre. And then she's sitting on the park bench reading Conversations with Maury. Tuesdays with Maury.
oh,
Merv Alpert,
yeah,
right?
it's a good book.
Which album?
Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking Herb Alpert is a jazz musician, correct?
Tijuana
Mhm.
Brass.
Yeah. Why he's stupid.
First concert I ever went to.
All right. So this one, she's reading Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, right? And she just, she's on the train in Japan, fitting to go someplace. And let me make sure I make me a little bit more prominent so we don't get in trouble for a second. And then I got her muted. Okay. So she's just talking about the book, and then she's talking about, having the Cuba Libre. And because she's coming from being a book person to being like a what do you call it, ebook person, she has to buy both while she's making the transition. Right? And then she goes to this. Now look what she got. She got her Osmo Pocket 3. She does exactly like I do. Stick it on the case and just talk story. She's at Yodobashi Camera. She's looking at the price of Cuba Libras in Yodobashi Camera versus what she paid for it in the Philippines. And then, she's picking out a different one. Like she's going to get one for her sister or something. And then she picked up a new cover for the Libra. And now she's talking about another Mitch book, which was One More Day. So again, she's an avid reader. She's a med school student, right? But she's talking about keeping up her reading practice. It just so happens that the backdrop is Japan, right? The food and stuff, she talks about it because that's, of course, what Japan is awesome for. But like this whole thing, her and her sisters and her mom had a competition who over the Christmas could read the most books while they're on their trip in Japan. Now, that's not something that, you normally think about. People go to Japan and they just sit around and talk stories. But, as a med school student, she still keeps a avid, normal reading life on top of med school. And she's not like in the beginning of med school. She's at the end. Like she's graduating this year. She will be Dr. Chini D by the time this is all over. But I was like, the interesting part was the places they went in Japan, the food they ate in Japan, but those are just sprinkles. The highlight is still her reading practice and doing work and studying and whatnot while you're there. Now, this woman has 146,000 subscribers, and that video has 53,000 views. And I'm going to put this in the comments because I've showed this to my class. But for Roy, this is what I'm talking about, dog. Like, this is all you need to do, bro. Like, you live someplace that's interesting. I think the biggest mistake that we all make is assuming we live someplace that's ain't interesting. Let me break this down to you. Paul lives in the mother freaking Bay. There's so much interesting things in the Bay. Do not do a vlog in the Tenderloin, but Menlo, you got Fairlawn, you got Marina, you got brain just went dumb. Dublin. You could just drive through some of the hills. Of course, you got Napa. Like, you got a bunch of pretty stuff. Gretchen lives in the PNW. She got 4 states of dopeness in the PNW in a van. I'm just road tripping this weekend to go read some books that ain't in my house. Because reading books in your house is interesting. Reading your books outside in the PNW, more interesting. You just leveled up what you already do. Right? Granny Studio is gangster. Like, you built it, it's pretty, you did all of that work. Get your ass in the V-Dub with some lunch and do that shit outside. Same
Vivian
exact
Vivian is wanting a little bit of a break. 7,521 miles. She says,
she tired.
"Hey, I need an oil change.
But you already got the footage, though.
My tires rotated, and I need to stretch and rest."
Right. You already got the footage, though, so you can do it right
Yeah.
now. You already have the footage. You've actually done the homework because legit, you just came across the country and back. So you have enough B-roll to just put your books to them B-rolls. And, you know, it's something that allows people to relax. As a matter of fact, you could just put a bunch of B-roll together and put some nice, easy music under it and just let it be something for you to listen to while you're reading. You could put your B-roll and read a short book. It's an audio book. Listen for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen, if Nick Offerman sits his ass down on the internet during Christmas and reads books by the fireplace, like, you could do it, the same thing. So you already have it. Like, this whole stretch, long form video is coming back. AI slop has got people just, I mean, we tired of it. Me and Paul been laughing about this for more than a year. Listen, this is going to sound crazy. We got to witness firsthand AI slop ruin a platform till that platform is now out of business. They were doing fine. And they opened the floodgates to the TikTok a-holes who just like to make AI videos and recut somebody else's stuff. And the whole platform got full of that stuff. And because they were paying for views, those videos got a lot of views. And then they had to pay these useless creators too much money that they ran out of money. They should have stipulated, we will pay you for views, but we will not pay you for views of videos that you just copied. We will not pay you for views of videos where you're just reacting to another video, because there's a bunch of that. We will only pay you for views for videos that you create. They didn't set their stipulation correct, and they let the TikTokers in. That platform lasted 3 months after the TikToks came up in there. Flip is gone. Pour out a little liquor for Flip. It was good. It was good. I was enjoying that platform. It was so different. It was so fun. Everything was short. Like, AT, let's go and pose a toast. But ruined. Now, YouTube is too big for that. And Sora's cute. Like, I've been having fun playing with it. But that's not going to become my content. Like, there's too many people still chasing this whole virality thing. But this is short-lived, bro. Maybe a year, tops, 2 years, tops. We're going to come back to this video. We're going to state the date, October 18th, in our Lord 2025. And they be like, damn, Doc was telling the truth. Because if y'all go back into the channel, 3 years ago, I've been telling you that YouTube on TV is about to blow up. Be ready. I've been saying this mess for over 3 years. And the first 2 years was talking about podcasts. Then that happened. And I was 2 years ahead of the game on that. Not clairvoyant. I just know what I'm smelling. I can smell what the rock is cooking. And I'm telling you, over edit, over polish, over perfection, all of that crap is out the window. People is looking for real deal Holyfield people. Now, since all of y'all are at your computer, outside of tutorials, open your YouTube history and let me know what was the last 5 videos that you watched that was sort of purely entertainment or relaxation? I'll play. I ain't no bitch. History. Oh, Baba's upstairs watching my stuff. Let's see. All right.
Girl with the dogs. The grooming.
Oh, she's grooming dogs.
Grooming dogs. She's a girl with the dogs. She grooms dogs and cats
Chat,
for free.
I want y'all to listen to that. I want y'all to listen to what she just said. Girl with the dog grooming. Okay? Right? Over edited,
It's-
Gretchen, yes or no?
No, she's
Overly
she's got,
produced, yes or no?
I don't think so. She's got dog fur flying all around her all the time. Anyway, that's one of them.
Right.
Oh, I did watch the wildlife photographer natural history for fun to see who'd won wildlife photographer of the year. And I will admit to watching Zentangle tutorials for fun because I like to do those. And I also
Zentangles? I love Zentangles.
Yeah. And then
But that's what I'm saying. You
when
got
we
you
really
got to
want
skip
to
the
have
tutorial ones because they're going to give you. I mean, you can't count those because we definitely watch a bunch of tutorials. Right?
Okay, and then I'll admit to the lawn mowing.
Oh,
occasionally
me
in the
and
background.
me and Spencer are on a first name basis, dude. Let's not get it twisted. Me and Spencer are on a first name basis. That's super super funny. I'm curious how many of y'all also be listening to Spencer or his contemporaries. All right, so here's another one.
Yeah.
I was doing a DJ set at a DJ set at Seafood City because Stephanie made this weird ass video of her and I dancing at Studio City. All right, this next one's you guys are gonna laugh because you're gonna be like, yeah, Doc, that's par for the course for you. All right, let me get you the next one. This is the first I never really played with replace asset in Ecamm. It's actually kind of interesting. It's my first time using it. All right, I'm doing a video on stationery in Japan. K-Walk is calling it SB Moin. That's Spencer. Yep, I love him. Super good. And let me give you one more. I'm just showing you this one. It was slightly produced, but not overproduced. And that's because she's a pro creator, but still.
The other one is the Irish homestead.
Boom. All right. There you go. I think that's 5. I think I gave you 5. I mean, so outside of tutorials, this is what I mean watching. Ain't none of them overproduced. None of them crazy. Oh, I got one more for you. This one is heavily produced, but it doesn't look like it's heavily produced. And the reason why it doesn't look like it's heavily produced is, of course, it's heavily produced because of the main character energy, but it doesn't look heavily produced because it was produced by professionals. And that's Mark Maron having a conversation with Barry. It's a very interesting conversation. Beard eats meat, not man. What in the hang? I gotta search that one, Paul. What the hang is that? Let me grab this. Let me see what this channel looks like. I'm scared. Wait, is any of this stuff inappropriate, Paul? I don't trust you.
No, it's fine. It's a guy that travels all over the world trying to beat challenges in restaurants where it says, if you eat this meal, and he's hysterical.
Bro, this dude got like 10 million views on this video.
Yep.
Beard Meets Food is the name of the channel.
Okay. He
Yo,
goes the way
this is
Beard eats
crazy.
meat.
Hey, he's eating jjajangmyeon in Singapore.
Mm-hmm. He travels all over the world and tries to break restaurants' challenges.
Good Lord, dude. I can't watch these in my house. I find them entertaining. The little person finds them gross. So I can't watch them. but I do like them. Yo, said Spencer be playing in the back while she doing housework. You see what I'm trying to explain to you people? This is what I'm saying. Provide company and entertainment for people. PBS Eons. Oh, see, I watched something very similar, Bob, but I watched the British joints called Timelines. Let me see. You would like you if you like this kind of history stuff, because I watch tons of history stuff. That's my go to bed stuff. Because my I've actually watched this PBS Eons now that I think about it. I watched the one about like how we the only ones with chins, I think.
Ever watch Texas Bushman?
No, but I've heard of it. Like he is an 80-something-year-old dude that just be sitting down talking story with people, and he's cool. Yeah,
He
this
hides.
this this one is
He
good.
pretends to be a bush.
Oh no, I seen that in San Francisco. Remember the Embarcadero
That's-
Bushman?
Yep.
Yo, he scared the piss out of me, and I gave him $5 because it wasn't that he scared me that was funny. It was the joke that he had after. He said, $5 because I made you holler. And I was like, bitch, okay, here. I gave him the $5. If you guys never seen Embarcadero Bushman, and you ever in the Bay, I don't know if he's still out there because, you know, it's been a long time since I've been there. He basically be in front of like the Five Guys or In-N-Out Burger, like on Embarcadero, and he's standing right next to the energy box and the post box. First of all, no bush should actually be between the energy box and the post box, but you don't know that. You just parked at Pier 39, you minding your business, and you walking down Embarcadero, and he be like this, and then right when you walk by, he goes, "Blah!" Dude, people, I seen people throw their In-N-Out shake, like it just goes in the air. So back when phones first got cameras, like I was on like iPhone 3 maybe, and I was in the Bay because Apple. And we was testing out the phones. We just go to Embarcadero and just shoot tourists, right? And we were just sitting there shooting him all day, mess with people. And so after we was at In-N-Out Burger eating, he came in and was like, y'all was making videos of me? And we was like, yeah. He's like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's a phone. Is a phone got a camera? Yeah. So I got to meet this dude, was talking story with him. And this is what blew my mind. This guy is basically panhandler in the Bay, dressed up as a bush, scared the shit out of people, hold out a little In-N-Out cup. People put money in the cup. We stayed there to the end. And then we ended up giving him like $20 a piece because we were filming all his footage. When it was time for him to leave, this dude walked around the corner to where we parked, and he got into an S-Class. I'm like, bruh.
In the wrong business.
He got into an S-Class. At that time, I was rocking the 335i. I was like, this son of a bitch, his car is like 90 G's. That dude makes like $500,000 a year scaring the shit out of people on Embarcadero. So my friend Tim, who lives there, he lives in Warrenville Heights, which is across the water, kind of more Oakland side. He said that the Bay Area, like tourist area panhandlers, most of them make $500,000 a year. They all live in like, you know, fancy parts. One dude lives up Lombardo. That's the one that goes like this, Paul? Is that called Lombardo Street or whatever? Like one of the dudes lives like way up Lombardo.
Yeah,
I was like,
Lombardo
wait,
Street.
what? And all they do is panhandle in the Fisherman's Wharf or where the Boudins, where you can eat the cioppino overlooking the bay, and they just like do street performance or whatever. But because it's so busy in the bay and there's a lot of no, my Coinbase withdrawal is not happening because I don't have a Coinbase account because it's illegal in Hawaii. Stupid.
You get those too, huh?
Yeah. Paul, what is your Bitcoin number, wallet number?
I don't have a Bitcoin wallet number.
Damn. I was just checking. They say if you ask old people, sometimes they'll tell you. But
ASSHOLE.
But I know family, like honestly, if you pay attention to what you watching when you're not trying to learn stuff. Oh, I love Professor Rock. Oh my God, that's another good one. See, that kind of counts as educational, but he's not overproduced, really. He's just sitting in the studio. He brings up album covers and little clips. Like, again, I think that many of us, we watch the fancy creators, and I want you to hear every word of this. We watch the fancy creators, and we think we got to be fancy. And the only people who care about fancy are other low self-esteem fancy people. What does that look, Gretchen? Because you come from the world of art and you come from the world of fine art and photography. And then there's people like you who will go look at the art and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side of that. And you know them because you've been in the gallery.
Yeah. And I've been in places where they are like, well, I'm me, of course. And it's, yeah, no, it's so true what you just said. It just kind of grabbed me right there. Is there's just people want to see what's just out there, what's just honest. It's like the challenge you gave us to just sit down and do a video. I did another one this morning before this, of just something I've figured out how to do. And it's getting easier, but it's also feels more like me.
There we go. Say that part again. Let that shit marinate for a second, sis. Let that. Paul, bring your ass back here. Why you keep running away?
I scare him a lot.
Gretchen said I'm gonna be more like me. Paul was like, out.
Yeah.
Hey, tell Palo Alto
So, but it just
to fix your
feels,
thing.
it's just, it's so much easier to just do that than worry about all the other stuff and things. It's sometimes, I guess, what gets me is putting it all together into a package, but then, like you said, overthinking. And if I approach it more, and K-Walk could understand this, of more as like I'm walking into a classroom and I've got this bag of stuff. I'm a substitute teacher. I'm coming in and I've got to just like, oh, well, here, I have no idea what I'm walking into, but let's go for it. And usually it worked,
Listen,
Anyway,
lady, you just hit the unlock button. Okay, K-Walk and you know, and then I'm going to give Paul's thing a chance to catch up. K-Walk and you know, Tatiana would know, Mr. Riley would know, Kevin would know, all my teachers, they would know. When you walk in as a substitute teacher, the lesson has to be the star because they don't know you. And from the way you present that lesson, you got to let kids whose whole job is to absolutely F with you, you got to get them on point. And when I was in the 5th grade, this weird looking dude who was huge rolled up into science class. And he don't look nothing like a science teacher. He looked like Moose from the Archies. Remember Moose from the Archies? Right?
no, and no neck.
No neck, like weird haircut, like almost one of those party in the back, nothing in the front and the sides. Just the weirdest looking dude, right? But he was like, you seen Rich, and y'all seen Rich in public yet? Take Paul, add 6 inches and bigger.
So from my family.
Yeah. So his name was Mr. Ayat. He kind of reminded me of Moose from the Archies, for real, not even joking. Okay, so he rolls into science class one day, and this is going to sound mean, but at that particular time, my science teacher was an absolute twat. And Mr. Aya comes in, and we were like, oh, yeah, we're going to mess this dude up. You know how kids are, substitute. And I've told this story before, but the first thing he did was he walks in with one of those, you go to the hospital and they give you the yellow bin, and inside that bin there's a pitcher, a pair of slippers, a puke kidney, the little kidney-shaped thing you spit in, a cup, some basic stuff, right? That's like the hospital kit. He walks in with one of those. It's like this color, you know what I mean? And he has something in the bottom of it, but we don't know what it is. And he walks in quietly. He puts all the books and stuff down. He goes back out. He gets this bin, and he comes in, and he puts it on the teacher's desk in the science room. There's like a little sink, right? Just in case the experiments catch fire. So he moves the faucet out the way. He puts that little bin in the sink, and he's acting like he's drinking water. And then he puts it on the table, and he goes to reach the book, and he accidentally knocks the water into the sink. And there's this crazy ass explosion. Blah! Got all of our attention. He had potassium. I don't know if you guys know anything about science, but if you put water on potassium, it explodes, right? He had potassium in the little bin, and he put it in the sink. And then he acted like he getting his thing. He let his arm hit the water just so perfectly it falls in. Boom! The whole class jumps. Ah! Papers fly everywhere. Kids is like, what the fuck? Cover their mouth because you're not supposed to say that in like the 7th grade. And we were all just looking at him, and he goes, excuse me. He walks out the front door, closes the door, and where the classroom is at the end of the hall. So he walks outside, comes around to the window. Ah! Then he walks back in. Okay, class, open your books to page 23. We're going to talk about moles. Not the rats, but the formula. And we was all like, what just happened? Ask me if another student clowned in class, talked in class, or whatever. Yo, he had our attention for like 3 months solid. The reason why our teacher had left was he had got cancer. We didn't know that. They didn't tell us all of that because we were kids. But the substitute teacher came in, and they're like, you're going to kind of be the long-term substitute teacher. Mr. Ion knew that. We didn't know that. So had he come in and tried to be the star, we would have clowned him because we was used to our other asshole teacher. And again, not to speak ill of the dead, but at that time, we didn't know what was going on. We were just kids. But Mr. Aya came in. He caught our attention. That's the hook, just like in YouTube, right? He caught our attention in a matter of 3 minutes. Ended up being like one of my favorite teachers all through school. I became a science nerd because of Mr. Ayat. This dude used to come in after he give us a test in a tuxedo t-shirt playing taps with a rose, and he would put the rose down on the desk. Every one he gave us a D or F. He would give the little plastic roses because you did. Like, dude was funny, but he didn't try to be the star. So if you don't have that level of star power to be a personality channel, you got to let your content be the star. You're a supporting player. So although, Gretchen, you're talking about these books, the book is the star. You, the van, the Pacific Northwest, Aldo, Bob, y'all are the supporting players.
So this is a really good reminder because that it came out like that as a sub. When I did sub for a couple years before I got my full-time job, I had a shelf of books that they would call me at, sometime at 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, we need you there in 2 hours or in an hour. And in Seattle traffic, you know what that's like. And this is the grade you're going to have, or these are the grades you're going to have. And I would go to that shelf and just pull off a section of books that I took with me. Well, when I went to high school, I always took my Doonesbury comics because I would walk in and I would start passing out all my collection of Doonesbury books. And they would look at me like I was nuts, whether I was in literature or social studies. I said, let's just take a look. Because this was during, how Watergate was all put out and Doonesbury had them and everything. And political comment. And I'd forgotten about that. Thank you, because I'd forgotten about what that little trick was and what I had done and how successful it was. Again,
You see,
thanks,
like
Coach.
I think we can do this if we get out of our way, man. We just gotta like stop tripping. And so like I know that this is hard for folks, but I mean, I am my own worst enemy. I live in, Bob would tell you, we live in one of the most beautiful places in the damn planet. And every time I go outside to make one of my videos, y'all be like, oh, dude, we like it when you be outside. Because my neighborhood is cute. We got like artwork everywhere, But it's just so easy to come in here and pop the mic and do that thing. It's just as easy to go do it from the street. So I'm going to rig up some kind of IRL situation, and I'll start doing live streams from the outside. I can't bring up comments and all of that, but who cares? Like, I'm going to just go try it. So we might have one of these conversations from Kakako Beach Park. Now, the homeless is going to come over and talk to me while we're doing it. But, yeah. That volcano is far away from us, but tomorrow when I'm gonna be like Emma and Cosmo, and my sinuses is gonna be wrecked. But the volcano spit out twin 130-foot fountains today. She is mad. Pele is pissed off at somebody. Let's see, let me see if I can get you guys the newest update from the Volcano Society. HILAUEAERUPTION. Bam. She should be popping off right about now. Normally there's a live stream which y'all can watch. Let me see what she doing. Dude, she was mad as hell last night. All right, she calmed down a little wee bit. She not that pissed off. This is from 2 days ago. Look, she going. But yesterday, she was doing 130-foot fountains. I'm going to see if I can find that one. But you can go to a good place to check just to go look at these is go to the USGS. And you can kind of get the timelines of when they're erupting. And then they'll show you on the multimedia page, sometimes they got good footage of the twins when they were going off yesterday. And these are the active webcams, so you can see. And they're all from different angles. This is from Halemaumau. Man, go. No. Oh, they don't have it. So go to the USGS and then see if you can pull one of the lives. Ooh. There you go. There it is. I found it. The twins. Oh my God. They was going off, fam. So this was at like 2 a.m. and Pele was pissed, y'all. So on the USGS site, if you go to a couple different ones, you can change the angles. It's insane. Now you can't tell from these videos, but these are twin 130-foot fountains. When she angry, she can do 300-foot fountains. And we don't mess with her. But tourists be coming over doing ignorant shit, like mooning the mountain, not understanding that the mountain is a god. Her name is Pele, and you do not show her your ass. And what happened with that dude was the local boys seen him, and then they showed him about disrespecting Madame Pele. So then he was all on the internet crying about how they was racist and they beat him up. There's another dude like 2 years ago that tried to take a Wii into the caldera standing from the side, and he got his butt whipped as well. Like, don't. If you come here, go look at her. She's cute, but don't be an a-hole. Simple. Yes, dude, she's beautiful. Like, I think it's one of the most incredible things. She's not good for my sinuses, but I do love to go and see it. It's quite pretty. I bet you if I tried to book a flight to Big Island right now, them suckers is booked because everybody's going to go watch the fountains while she's mad. She's been mad. This is her 33rd piss off session for 2025. Strangely enough, I can't say why, she's been spewing every other week since January 19th.
She's a smart lady.
I'm just saying. Pele is, don't mess with her. She knows what's popping. Speaking of smart ladies. I gotta go eat before we get class. We're fixing to get our eat on. Hey, Michelle. So I'll catch you guys in class. Thank you guys for coming through. I hope you kind of caught up. I still got a lot of work to do. She doesn't like, yeah, Kevin. No, it's crazy. It's a coinky dink or not. Depends on how you think about it. But yeah, she's I wish everybody can see it. The hard part is too many people come here and just don't respect what it means to the people here. You know what I mean? Like it's a big, people come here and they be like messing with the Duke statue. And I'm like, bruh, like why? Why they gotta be like that? Anyway, family, it's great to see you. Bob, good to see you, neighbor. I will see you at Almoana or Zippy's or Whole Foods. And I'll be like, let me find my friend with the rose-colored glasses. That'll be my boy Bob. We live blocks away from each other, so we'll definitely bump into each other somewhere. Maybe we'll be at Queens getting our old selves checked out. I got to go do my proct pretty soon. It's really cool. Good stream. I can't wait to see what you come up with, Gretchen, because, like, number one, we just want to see all your footage that you did. And, now you got some ideas to go play with, and then next time you're out, even if you're just, maintaining her because of the trip, just collect that B-roll because you're going to need it. You know what I mean? You change your own oil or you go to Jiffy Lube?
No, Vivi goes to Galp and Gertie's.
Okay, same thing.
She has a friend there. The owner has a 95.
So when you go, get some B-roll of that. Like, hey, I'm going to put you on camera. I'm not going to interview you unless you want me to. If you let you talk to him, talk to him.
Oh, yeah. He's a photographer. He would let me.
Gangsta. Get some roll of that.
He took his 95 up to. He took his 95 up to Whitehorse in Canada.
Girl, you better shoot that stuff. Even for just shorts, because there's a whole bunch of y'all that just like them things. Like I told you, I built one, and this Brazilian dude, he bought it for like $700-800, and we put a full walnut interior in that sucker. It was pretty. Like we built full walnut cabinetry for that thing. So yeah, like just think about that. Think about how you can collect that, source material, and again, just keep it for when you're. And again, you could talk over it, but if it's an interesting conversation, you just add that in. You know what I mean? Go check out that video from Chini, or her sisters. Pick one of them and just kind of see what I'm talking about. You'll get the vibe. And then the more you start to watch some of these things, you'll start to catch the feeds of these people that are doing what I'm talking about. And then you'll get it. All right, AT, were you able to access the Notion page? Or K-Walk, you too?
So busy using Notion, I forgot all about it.
No, you can check the comment from the video that I made. I put the links in the comment. I just sent it to Tatiana and one other dude. But yeah, just let me know. I just want to know if you guys can get access. If not, I got to come up with a different way to do this. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in class. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Come through, go get some recordings done. And we say, I don't know who need to hear this, but y'all. so, so we'll see you there. Mahalo. Bye.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of